The hit reality series American Restoration burst onto television screens like a time capsule brought to life, instantly captivating viewers with its unique concept and irresistible charm. Launched by the History Channel, the show introduced the world to Rick Dale, a charismatic, skilled expert in restoring vintage items to their former glory. From rusted Coca-Cola machines to weathered gas pumps, Rick and his team performed jaw-dropping transformations that brought forgotten relics back to life. Audiences were mesmerized, dreaming of stumbling upon their own hidden treasures in attics or garages, hoping to uncover something that Rick's magic touch could resurrect. The show quickly soared in popularity, becoming a fan favorite as viewers tuned in week after week to witness the incredible craftsmanship and heartwarming stories behind each restoration. Rick Dale wasn't just fixing old items, he was breathing life into cherished memories, and that struck an emotional chord with millions. However, like many great shows that capture lightning in a bottle, American Restoration was destined for a shocking and heartbreaking downfall. Despite its undeniable success, the series came to an abrupt and unexpected end in 2016, leaving fans confused, heartbroken, and desperate for answers. What really happened behind the scenes that led to the show's tragic cancellation? Was it internal conflict, a major fallout, or something far more devastating? The whispers of a tragedy began to surface, and rumors spread like wildfire. Many speculated that a catastrophic event had torn apart the very heart of American Restoration. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the untold story, the rise, the fall, and the heartbreaking truth that brought American Restoration to a shocking end. But before we uncover the tragedy that sealed the fate of the show, let's first meet the man who made it all possible, Rick Dale, and the company he built from the ground up, Rick's Restorations. Because to understand the pain of its collapse, you must first understand the brilliance of the man who once turned rusted dreams into gleaming masterpieces. It all started long before the cameras rolled, when Rick Dale was just a young boy with a curious mind and a deep fascination for forgotten treasures. While other kids played with toys, Rick found himself wandering through dusty junkyards and tucked-away antique shops, drawn to the rusted metal, faded paint, and worn-out parts of items that once held a place in someone's life. To him, they weren't just pieces of junk. They were stories frozen in time, waiting to be brought back to life. With every old bicycle, gas pump, or rusty sign he came across, his imagination would race, picturing how they must have looked in their prime and longing to restore their former glory. This early passion sparked a lifelong obsession with breathing life into the past, an obsession that would one day turn him into one of the most talented and respected restorers in the world. Rick didn't just see objects, he saw history, and his mission to preserve it was born long before he ever stepped foot on a television set. What started as a childhood fascination quickly transformed into a lifelong calling. As Rick grew older, his passion for restoring old, forgotten items only intensified. He couldn't bear to see beautiful pieces of history rust away in junkyards or abandoned garages. Determined to bring them back to life, he took a leap of faith and turned his hobby into a full-time career. With little more than his skill, grit, and love for vintage craftsmanship, he founded Rick's Restorations in the heart of Las Vegas. Word spread like wildfire about his incredible ability to transform rusted, broken-down relics into pristine, museum-quality pieces. Whether it was a vintage Coca-Cola vending machine, a 1950s gas pump, or a classic motorcycle, Rick poured his heart and soul into every restoration, ensuring every detail was as perfect as the day it was first made. His unwavering commitment to excellence quickly earned him a reputation as one of the best in the business, a craftsman who didn't just fix things, but resurrected history itself. Before long, Rick's Restorations became a hotspot for collectors, businesses, and enthusiasts who wanted their cherished items restored to perfection. And it was only a matter of time before the world would take notice. Sometimes, fate has a way of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. And for Rick Dale, that moment came when he least expected it. While Rick was busy pouring his heart into restoring forgotten treasures, transforming rusted and broken relics into breathtaking works of art, destiny was quietly preparing something even bigger for him. His exceptional craftsmanship and eye for detail eventually caught the attention of the producers of the hit History Channel series Pawn Stars. Time and time again, when someone brought a vintage item in desperate need of restoration to the pawn shop, the Pawn Stars team had one answer: call Rick Dale. His work was not only flawless, it told stories. Every piece that passed through his hands was given new life. And it didn't take long for viewers to become captivated by the man behind the magic. But what happened next was something Rick never saw coming. The Pawn Stars producers were not just impressed, they were blown away. Rick wasn't just a master restorer, he was a natural in front of the camera. His raw passion, his down-to-earth personality, and his incredible talent made him the perfect fit for something even bigger. The producers came to Rick with a proposition that could change his life forever, a spin-off series built entirely around him and his craft. At first, Rick was stunned. He never pursued fame. His love for restoration was simply about preserving history and giving neglected items a second chance. But the producers were convinced the world needed to see what Rick could do. They believed his skill and heartwarming stories deserved a show of their own. And just like that, American Restoration was born, a show that gave viewers a front row seat into Rick's workshop, his tight-knit team, and the mesmerizing transformations that turned worthless junk into priceless pieces of history. Week after week, millions of people tuned in, not just to watch restoration, but to witness Rick breathe life into forgotten objects, and in many ways, the stories behind them. Little did Rick know, his humble passion was about to turn into a global phenomenon, one that would inspire countless people around the world to believe in second chances, both for objects and for themselves. When American Restoration hit the airwaves, it wasn't just another reality show, it was a phenomenon. From the very first episode, viewers were hooked. There was something mesmerizing about watching Rick Dale and his team transform rusted, broken down relics into pristine pieces of history. People weren't just watching for the restoration, they were captivated by the stories behind each item and the masterful craftsmanship that brought them back to life. Week after week, fans tuned in, eager to see what forgotten treasure would roll into Rick's shop next. The show quickly skyrocketed in popularity, pulling in an impressive 2.9 million viewers per week. But that was only the beginning. One particular episode, featuring the remarkable restoration of a rare and highly sentimental item, struck a chord with audiences and shattered expectations. An astonishing 6.5 million viewers tuned in, setting a record high for the series. It was clear American Restoration was more than just a show about fixing old things. It was a celebration of history, passion, and craftsmanship. Rick had unknowingly tapped into something deep within people, a love for nostalgia, a respect for the past, and a fascination with the art of restoration. And with every flawless finish and heartfelt reaction from customers, the show solidified itself as a cultural sensation, drawing millions back week after week to witness history reborn. What set American Restoration apart from the countless other reality shows was its perfect blend of heart, history, and craftsmanship. It wasn't just about fixing old rusted items, it was about breathing life back into forgotten treasure, each carrying a unique story. Rick Dale and his team did more than restore objects, they revived memories. One week, it could be a World War II Coca-Cola machine passed down through generations, and the next, a vintage gas pump that once stood proudly on Route 66. Every piece had a past, and American Restoration made sure that past was honored. Viewers didn't just watch metal get sanded and paint get sprayed. They witnessed the emotional reactions of clients when they saw their beloved heirlooms fully restored, sometimes bringing them to tears. The show also had a subtle educational charm, diving into the historical significance of each item. Rick would often take a moment to explain the era, the purpose, and the cultural impact of whatever they were restoring, making audiences appreciate not just the craftsmanship, but the history itself. This combination of expert workmanship, heartfelt stories, and historical education captivated viewers. They weren't just watching a restoration, they were witnessing the rebirth of cherished memories, and that's what made American Restoration truly unforgettable. Despite its massive success, American Restoration came to an unexpected and shocking end, leaving fans wondering what went wrong. At first, everything seemed perfect. The show was a hit, and Rick Dale's craftsmanship was admired by millions. But behind the scenes, cracks were starting to form. As the popularity of the show skyrocketed, so did the pressure. Constant filming, tight deadlines, and the relentless presence of cameras slowly began to drain the passion that once fueled Rick and his team. The shop, once a place of creativity and joy, started to feel more like a TV set. Every project rushed, every moment scrutinized, all to meet the demands of production. The pressure didn't stop there. The producers, eager to keep viewers hooked, began pushing for more drama and scripted elements, forcing Rick into a corner. He had always been driven by a love for true restoration, honoring the history of each item and ensuring the work was authentic. But the producers saw it differently. They wanted more action, more conflict, and faster results, even if it meant cutting corners. Rick fought hard to protect the integrity of his craft, but his vision clashed with the show's growing appetite for entertainment. Tensions boiled, arguments flared, and Rick found himself caught in a battle between staying true to his work or conforming to the demands of reality TV. The constant strain began to take a toll. Long hours, creative disagreements, and the overwhelming pressure to perform began chipping away at the very thing Rick loved most, restoring history. Eventually, it became too much. Rick realized the show was no longer what he signed up for. He wasn't just restoring vintage items anymore. He was performing for the cameras. The disconnect between his passion and the show's direction was unbearable. The dream had turned into a nightmare, and after countless battles behind the scenes, American Restoration finally came to a heartbreaking end. But for Rick, walking away was the only way to preserve what truly mattered: his craft, his authenticity, and his love for restoration. Rick's passion for authentic restoration clashed hard with the producers' growing hunger for drama. In 2014, things hit a breaking point. The producers wanted more scripted conflicts and staged drama to boost ratings, something Rick simply couldn't stand behind. He had built his career on honesty and craftsmanship, and now they wanted to turn his shop into a reality show circus. Rick fought back, but the producers wouldn't budge. Frustrated and disillusioned, Rick's enthusiasm began to fade. Then came the shocking blow. The History Channel abruptly fired Rick and his entire team, replacing them with 5 different shops across the country. But instead of saving American Restoration, it destroyed it. The new cast lacked the heart and connection that made the show special. Fans were devastated. Without Rick, the magic was gone, and so was American Restoration. The downfall of American Restoration came fast and hard. Rick even posted a video urging fans to voice their disappointment on the official American Restoration website, and they did. Social media erupted with criticism, pleading for Rick's return, but the damage was done. Ratings plummeted, and behind the scenes, the new cast faced the same intense filming demands and scripted drama that drove Rick away. Tensions grew, and conflicts between the producers and the new team mirrored the same creative clashes Rick once endured. By the end of 2016, American Restoration was quietly canceled. The show that once celebrated the art of restoration and brought forgotten treasures back to life was gone, leaving fans wondering what could have been if Rick had stayed. Following his departure, Rick shared an emotional video reflecting on his journey. While proud of the impact he made, he admitted the show's demands took a heavy toll on him and his family. In the end, American Restoration became a cautionary tale, a reminder that when profit and drama outweigh passion and authenticity, even the greatest shows can crumble. The experience taught Rick Dale a powerful lesson: the importance of staying true to his principles, even when faced with the pressures of reality TV. So what is Rick Dale doing now? Today, Rick is right where he belongs, in his shop, restoring pieces of history and sharing his passion with the world. Despite his departure from American Restoration, his love for craftsmanship never faded. Visitors from around the globe still flock to his shop, eager to meet the man who brought forgotten treasures back to life. Rick's journey serves as a reminder of the harsh realities of reality TV, where creative vision often clashes with the demand for high drama and rating. Yet through it all, Rick remained true to his craft. His legacy in the world of restoration lives on, inspiring those who appreciate the art of preserving history. And while American Restoration may have ended, the impact it had and the unforgettable mark Rick Dale left on it will never be forgotten.